Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Paella Party Heaven. Welcome back guys, welcome back to another video, not a tutorial. Anyway, I know last week I uploaded a video talking about introducing myself and telling you I'm on holiday in Nigeria, and I asked you guys to make a suggestion on what kind of video you'd like me to upload for next time. And a subscriber, Gia, I can't remember her surname, suggested that why don't I do a video on how you guys can pay yourselves. So that is what we're doing today. I'm just going to talk briefly on how you could actually make money doing balloons, how you can price your work, just the basic info on that. I know I've done quite a lot of video in regards to that, but it's a good time to talk about it again. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and I am open to suggestions. Tell me what else you'd like to see on this channel. We can't just be doing tutorials without talking about the business side of things. So don't let me bore you too much. Let's just get on to it. So how do you price yourself as a balloon artist? So this is what I do, and this is what I've learned over the years, is the fact that you need to first decide how much you want to pay yourself per hour. That's the first thing. So you could, I know years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago, I decided to charge £20 per hour. That was my initial charges. So once you've determined how much you want to charge per hour, and per hour you could is based on your skill level. So you yourself, you would know what your skill level is, and obviously you don't want to charge based on what's this thing called? We know we have minimum wage. You want to charge above that because you're not doing the barest minimum. Basically, you need to figure that bit out. So next, so the first one I've mentioned is decide on how much you want to pay yourself hourly. Per hour, I want to pay myself £20. That's one. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to figure out the price of the balloons you're going to be using in the design. So for instance, you're doing a garland. I don't really measure I don't really work well with measures. But because I've done this for so long, I'm able to eyeball my my balloon size, the length, the width. I know how many balloons I need per job. So for instance, you're doing a mini garland or whatever size of garland. So the next thing you need to do is figure out how many balloons you're going to be using roughly. So if a garland would take you, because you would have done it before, I know a lot of people practice before they do their design. So guys, sorry I got interrupted as I was filming. Anyway, so you know that, okay, this is the amount of balloons I would use. So you would have done it before. Basically, you've practiced, you've done that, you've practiced on a garland before, or you've watched a video and you've been able to for me, I am good with eyeballing things. I'm able to figure out quantity by just eyeballing at times when it comes to a garland. So you decide, okay, I'm going to be using a bag of red, a bag of yellow, a bag of white. That is a bag of 100 of balloons. Now you're using, especially when you're using 3 colors. So if you're going to be using half of that bag for the actual garland, you need to quote for double. I'm not talking about double stuffing. You need to quote for double of the bags. If not double, if you're worried, if you're scared that, oh, the client might think, oh, why are you charging for double? You could charge for maybe 1.5. So if you're going to be using 50, you need to charge for a bit of the extra, maybe 20 spares, because balloons could pop. balloons anything could happen basically. So you need spares, and you need to include it in your pricing. Seriously, you need to include the spares in your pricing. So that's how I work out quantities of balloons. The actual amount of quantity of balloons you need plus half, or maybe 20 on top, if not more. But for me, I would always have extras, but you have to put it into your pricing. So we've talked about hourly rate, balloons that you're going to be using, so that has to go on your pricing. The next thing, you're going to think about your overheads. So for your overheads, your electricity goes into it, your rent goes into it. So if you work from home, you would still need to like pay rent, won't you? So you need to put that, whatever you're going to be charging for rent, if it's £5, if it's, whatever you put it, you need to you need to include it into your pricing. And then the next thing you need to include is after overheads, you need to include the rental cost for all the props you're going to be using. So if yes, you've bought the prop a while back, you still need to include the price of higher rate. That is the prop higher rate has to still be included, even though the prop has paid for itself. You're still ironing it out. You're going to be lifting the prop. Consider the fact that you're lifting the prop. You're storing the prop in your storage space, your garden, whatever, and you're still paying rent. Do you understand? So you need to charge for rentals. So if you could figure out, okay, maybe I'll just rent the prop out for like $50 or £50 basically. So you need to include that in your pricing. The next thing you're going to include is your props is not just the backdrops. You need to include the frames, whatever, any item, cake table, whatever item that you're bringing to the event, you're bringing to the venue, you have to include it into your pricing. Do not scheme things. Do not play around. Make sure you're charging for that. And then the next thing I would include is, if I'm going to be using a staff, using someone to like help with setup, I need to incorporate that into what I'm charging the client. I need to incorporate the food, whatever if we're going to be eating on the job, even if it's a cup of coffee and it's just £1, you include it in, all the little details that you consider. You always think, oh, they are not necessary, I could skip that, that all the things that add up. Like, for instance, clients will call you any time of the day just to ask, oh, are you, just ask you random questions. Some clients would give you the job and they move on, but some would want to speak to you constantly. So you need to consider putting all of that into your pricing, add everything all together. Yeah. And, come to a total conclusion. What we tend to forget is this fact that what I charge can't be what you charge, because my overheads, whatever I'm doing, my skill level is different from your skill level. So you can't use what I charge as a base for what you would charge. But at the same time, it's always good for everyone in the industry to have like a base price, because then we would all be able to make money from doing this business. But if you're not doing that, the markets will continue crashing, and you find that a lot of people are just they're just charging silly prices just because they have other jobs. But for some of us, this is all we do. I do only balloons, and if the prices are not paying my bills, what's the point of me continuing to do it? Do you get what I mean? So we need to put all of that into the scheme of things and make sure we charge right. So remember your hourly rate, the quantity of balloons you're going to be using, your overheads, which include your rent, electricity, the space you're using, whatever it is. And then you have the rentals for your props and all of that. And then you have the what's it called, you know, if you're going to be eating on the job, you know, a cup of coffee or whatever. And then you have transportation. You have to pay for transportation. If you're using a van, even if you're using your car, you have to, under your overheads, you add your insurance. You need to have an insurance, because when you have an insurance, you're covered by whatever is going to happen. Even though you're doing the job as your hobby, you still need to charge for your you still need to have an insurance to save your own, you know, in case of anything. And some venues won't even let you use their venue without having an insurance, so you need to put that into consideration. Anyway guys, I don't want to bore you too much of this video. I think I'm going to do a part 2 of what I've just talked about today. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section and I will include it in the next video. Thank you, Gia, for requesting for this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching me today. Guys, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you same time next week with the second part of this video. But I'd like to see your suggestions in the comment section. Bye guys, have a great day.